It's now time for Energy Insights, where you get an inside view and local perspective of all the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley. This program is brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association and can be heard every Saturday at 9 a.m. on WMOA AM 1490, FM 101.3, JAWS Country FM 100.9, and ESPN Radio AM 630 and FM 92.9. Here's Johnny Wharf, your local host.
Johnny Wharf, another Energy Insights on a Saturday morning, and joining us is Mike Chadsey. He's the Director of Public Relations with OOGA, that's the Ohio Oil and Gas Association. And Mike, maybe just for our listeners here in Southeast Ohio, a little background on you and your road to that position.
You're right, absolutely. Hey, thanks for having me, Johnny. So I have been at the Ohio Oil and Gas Association about the last 10 years or so, and prior to that, I came as the first director of Energy in Depth, which was a program put out by our national trade group, IPAA, to do a lot of research and writing, blogging, fact sheets on the industry shale development was here in Ohio. But prior to that, I spent about 10 years with Mary Taylor. Mary and I are both from the same hometown here in Greene in Summit County. And as I was getting out of college, she was a member of Greene City Council. We hooked up one day and helped run her campaign for state rep, served with her there for a little while, helped run her campaign for state auditor, served with her for a little while, helped run her campaign for lieutenant governor, served with her for a little while. So I spent about 10 years officially and politically with my dear friend Mary Taylor. And after about a year in the LG's office working on a variety of issues, energy really kind of caught my attention. Got passionate about it, knew how interconnected it was with all the other industries, kind of fell backwards into EID and the association.
That's so interesting. I always think of, I have a young, a high school senior, and it really does come down to who you meet, how you engage in the process, and if you like what you're doing, right, where you land.
Right. What you're willing to try, and that goes to Mary as well, too. I mean, yes, I studied political science at Kent State University. Other than taking a couple classes, I didn't know anything about running a campaign or working on a campaign. Raised my hand when she asked for volunteers one day. 10 years later, I'm serving with her in the lieutenant governor's office. It was a heck of a ride.
Oh, that's so cool. Mike Chadsey is the Director of Public Relations with the Ohio Oil and Gas Association, joining us for this Energy Insights program. I guess, gosh, this is such a broad question, but talk a little bit about the view from Broad Street. And I know you probably don't spend much time in the main office, but the industry concerns during all that we're going through.
Yes, while the six of us have been sort of in and out of the office in Columbus, we have definitely been out on the road talking with members, folks with the media like yourself, just trying to talk about what's going on in the industry. And the easy answer is there are still a lot of uncertainty, which is creating a lot of unknowns. But we as an industry have been here before, right? We have seen tough commodity prices. What's really happened? Nobody's going anywhere. So we know that there is low demand right now, which is creating a very oversupply situation. I think the other thing we talk about is storage. Crude oil storage is darn near full. I mean, we've got tankers and storage that's full across the country. And so we as an industry are not immune to what flower shops and hotels and everybody else is going through right now, just trying to manage that with all of our employees, keeping everybody safe. And luckily and thankfully, Governor DeWine very early on in this process acknowledged, rightfully so, that oil and gas is essential and our workers were deemed critical. So our guys have been on the job really since this happened in, let's say, March. So that's at least been a positive. They're just still trying to do their best to produce the commodity and get it to market.
Mike Chadsey is the Director of Public Relations with OOGA, that is the Ohio Oil and Gas Association, joining us on Energy Insights. I'm not even going to ask you for an outlook. Nobody knows, right, what's going to happen around the corner, but we know the industry's not going away. It's just something everybody needs, so there's got to be some optimism that it's going to turn back around soon.
There is, and really the best metric to look at is sort of that health data, right? The faster that people stop getting sick and the faster that sick people get well means that we all get back to work, we all get back to play, Folks can get on a plane and go to the beach. Folks can get in the van and go visit grandma. That's what's going to drive up demand.
All right,
which is going to reduce the supply. So really that's what we're looking for is what's going on in Ohio, what's going on in the Appalachian Basin, what's going around across the country and, frankly, the world with these cases, everything from new cases to hospitalizations to recovery, because when that dynamic starts to shift and folks start getting out again in really droves, that's when we know demand is going to increase. So that's what we're watching. That's what we're looking for.
Our job on the radio is to learn something new every day, and you've helped us do that, Mike. I appreciate it. Our time is up. So much more to ask you, so I hope you'll join us again on Energy Insights. Thanks.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, sir.
All right. Mike Chadsey is the Director of Public Relations with UGA and Energy Insights, brought to you every Saturday morning here on the radio by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association.
Thank you for listening to Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Tune in every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on WMOA Local Radio, JAWS Country, and ESPN Radio, as Johnny Wharf brings you your local and inside perspectives going on in the oil and gas industry right here in the Mid-Ohio Valley.